What is a seemingly mundane question you can ask somebody that will tell you a lot about their personality? Saving this thread for my next human interaction. I foresee much less awkward silence. Wish me luck. What do you know Tim Curry from? Edit. Wow. RIP inbox. Thanks for the award. Got this one in an interview once. How do you go about eating a muffin? Learned a lot about muffin anatomy that day. It was a bakery after all. Edit. The bottom is also called a stem, by the way, just in case anyone needs some muffin trivia in their back pocket. Edit 2. Also known as stumps, yes. This was a highfalutin place, so they preferred to refer to them as stems. Oh. I knew a guy at university that sat at his desk, naked, and just slammed his face down into them like a dog eating out of a bowl. Guy was weird as F. I knew a guy. Sure you did, naked muffin eating man. Typical final stage teenager. Go on. How is no one addressing the nudity part of this anecdote? Did I just see you digging through the trash? I didn't know we were playing Stardew Valley. F you Alex, I hate you anyways. It's usually Lewis that catches me. I somehow never notice that he's standing right in front of his house laughing my butt off. Yeah bro, everything in there is free. Free. They just let you take it. What are you having for dinner tonight? It's really cool to hear about what people like, what their culture is like, because food is a huge part of that, and generally just how they live. Expensive or cheap? Quick or elaborate? Adventurous or safe? Ham, mustard, maybe some baby carrots if they aren't bad yet. I might try to make that garlic bread, but it's been in the freezer for like 3 years now. What was the last thing you did that gave you childlike joy? My 14-year-old asked for a longboard last spring. I'd said no before because I figured it'd be something I spend a few $100 on that she'd try once, not be good at right away, and never touch it again. It wouldn't be the first time. After being locked up for 2 months with quarantine, I figured why not? It gets her outside and maybe something she'll enjoy. At that point I just wanted to get her out of her room and off her phone. I'd never seen her work so hard at something she wasn't good at right away. After 2 back-to-back 6-hour days of practice, she started to get the hang of it and asked me if I wanted to try. I couldn't even stand on a board when I was a kid, but as an adult I just got it. I wasn't on it 5 minutes and I said, I need one. We left right then and picked one up for myself. We cruised all spring, summer, and fall. Not only was it great for bonding, I hadn't felt that kind of joy since I was little. A moment I'll never forget. Can't wait for the snow to melt. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. First, I'm impressed she practiced for so many hours. Second, I love that you got it and wanted to go get one so you could do it together. And I said, I need one. More like, get your own, Dad. You've been hogging it all day. This sounds so stupid to type out, but dancing. Like actually dancing by myself in the mirror. Feeling the beat and just being silly. Super therapeutic. 10/10 would recommend to just let loose. I found this old pair of stick-on nails with little cats that had googly eyes, so I got my sister to help me put them on with the help of some nail glue. Listen to Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog on Spotify last Friday. Just reading this gave me joy. Slapping my boyfriend's butt and then running away giggling. Does playing with my son count? He's a child who frequently exhibits childlike joy, of which I am symbiotic parasite. That seems kind of like cheating at this question. I had a TA ask me in a get-to-know-you activity what my vision was for a perfect world. And I said round lol. That would have been awkward if your TA was a flat earther. How would you describe the internet to a caveman? It will show you how they look at what the internet is used for. For example, some might say it's a source of information, or it's a way to connect people who are far away. I know one person who said they wouldn't explain it to a caveman because they wouldn't go back in time without AC. What would you do if you won the lottery? For me, it's a non-invasive way of listening to people's attitudes on finance in general, and also how they feel about the rich. Yes, this is a brilliant question. When I was newly dating my ex-boyfriend, it was around the time Super Lotto hit $1 billion a couple years ago. We were both in lottery ticket pools and discussed what we'd do if we won. His answer mortified me. It included how, if he were married, he'd divorce his wife and travel the world on a yacht doing drugs surrounded by hot women. Big red flag for me. Wow. Of all the things, that is definitely something you don't say to your girlfriend. The real lotto win was finding this out early in the relationship. I always say that I'd turn into an absolutely abhorrent degenerate if I were to suddenly get a cash prize like that. But in reality, I just say that because I get a laugh out of people's reactions from that. I don't even know what I'd do, probably just quit working, find a music teacher and play bass and video games all day long. It's possible he was just effing with me, but I tend to think he wasn't. We're friends now, not dating, and he still occasionally says things that completely bewilder me. First things first, I'm going to get a financial advisor. I'd have no idea what to do with that much money, and I don't want to end up a mess. Same here. My first thought about winning the lottery is, how do you go about finding a reliable financial advisor when you've just won the lottery and everybody is suddenly offering financial advice to you? Go straight to Reddit, of course. Already answered. Web link. There it is. I knew it would be here. I love this answer and try to read it at least once a year, in case. Lol. What superpower they want? I know there are more powerful powers that could get me wealth or whatever, but man, teleportation would be dope. Can travel the world but always sleep in your own bed and never need to book a flight. Never need to use a public restroom. Easily visit family. Only take road trips if I want. Can live and work anywhere. The rest of life could be normal, but it'd be great. Work. Bro, teleport in and out of bank vault. Isn't there a movie called Hancock Jumper about this exact concept? I'd recommend it. I love this question because this girl I knew in college had just the best answer. She said the power to fill things, and after I looked at her kind of funny, she said, like filling my bank account with money, filling my belly with spaghetti, or filling my enemies' bladders with urine. Bruh, you should have married her. She would have filled your heart with joy and happiness. The ability to change probability. You could theoretically control anything. What's the probability I'll ace this test? Make it 100%. What's the probability of me winning the lottery? 100%. What's the probability I'll finally catch Alice cheating on me? 100%. In the long run, success only matters if there was a possibility of failure. You'd eventually start forcing bad outcomes just to feel something again. And now you're a supervillain. With how much you'd be able to achieve by being able to change probability, I think it would be an incredibly long time before you decide to do something sinister, unless you already had sinister motives before. Just change the probability of feeling something without causing harm. It's that easy. The power to create, change, and freely access my own personal pocket dimension. No rent, no property taxes, no carbon footprint, and you always have your entire living space with all of your stuff with you. You could be as nomadic or settled as you want, you'd never have to worry about natural or financial disasters making you homeless, and your commute to work wouldn't even exist unless you wanted it to. Distance would no longer be an obstacle between you and seeing your friends and family. What book would you like to live in? A really, really big one. Practical, I see. Wikipedia, the offline version. This is a tough one for those of us who like dystopia and historical fiction. Lol. Yup. I literally just thought to myself, well, all the books I read are nightmares, do I pick the least terrible? LOTR, but not near Tom Bombadil, he's up to some secretly dark crap. Hanging out with Tom Bombadil would be one of the few decent places to be in Middle-earth. Faith question I heard in an interview: what would you do if you came home and found a penguin in your freezer? It ends up not only being an icebreaker, but a good personality tell. Is the penguin dead or alive? African penguin or European penguin? How do you know so much about penguins? When you're job hunting, you have to know these sort of things. Do you, by any chance, know about swallows and their behavior while carrying a coconut? We could grip it by the husk. It's not a question of where he grips it. It's a simple question of weight ratios. A 5-ounce bird could not carry a 1-pound coconut. Name him Pen Pen. Prepare for the third impact. Call the local zoo? What are the alternative answers? Feed it a fishy? New pet, exotic dinner, paint piñata, dance partner, forbidden lover, target practice, fun new display piece after a bit of at-home amateur taxidermy, super realistic head for a fursuit, really ineffective disco ball, pen holder, all you need is a little imagination. Things got really dark 2 words into that comment. It really was a roller coaster of emotions on that one. After every comma, a new surprise. Does Mike Wazowski blink or wink? Depends on how he's holding his mouth. You are truly one of the great thinkers of our time. I was so confused about this question at first. I've become so used to two-eyed Mike during my time on Reddit. My father-in-law went on a job interview about 10 years ago and absolutely nailed the interview. As he was being shown around the office, a high-level person in that company who normally wasn't there just happened to be there that day. After they were introduced, he asked my Phil what kind of animal he would be. My Phil said he panicked and picked bear. He's a bigger guy. And the other guy said something along the lines of, "That's a little too aggressive, maybe this isn't the job for you." So he didn't get the job, but I guess it worked out because he's got a pretty good job now, and if I was him, I wouldn't want to work for someone who hires people based on what animal they think they would be. Bullet dodged. That sounds like an awful place to work. Same thought. If a company would kick you out for everything good but one minor choice, I don't think working there will be happy. Good boss know the strength and weakness of the colleagues. One failure do not necessarily mean bad. Edit. Sorry, I didn't mean fail. English is not my native tongue. I meant some like an answer that is not what the boss want. The right answer was, I'd be a parasite that lives in your eye and eats away your optical nerves. Oh, you sound like you'd be good in management. Literally a micromanager. The guy should have asked the follow-up question, why did you choose the bear? Cause a bear is not always associated with an aggressive animal, but can also be associated with a tough-looking guy who really loves cuddles and is a sweetheart. The explanation says more about a person than a one-worded answer. This actually applies to a lot of answers. Exactly, people have different associations with different animals. Bears literally sleep all winter and then just eat blueberries all summer. Right? When I think of bears, the first thing I think about is their quiet dignity and also that they sometimes do stretches that look a bit like yoga. Wow, that is so effed up, that guy's a craphead. I bet the asker picked bear himself, and didn't want 2 bears in the same office. I have a former colleague, now my manager, who literally said there cannot be 2 alphas in a team. Some people really behave this way. And I have reasons to believe he did push the supervisor to have a colleague fired. Ask them what they like to cook for breakfast. Does coffee count as cooking breakfast? Asking for a friend. A vanilla soy latte is technically a 3-bean soup. If this isn't a brilliant shower thought, then I don't know what is. A vanilla soy latte is technically a 3-bean soup. I hate that I spent my free award already. Edit. Damn, I woke up to more awards than I have ever gotten before. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.